Hi everybody and welcome back to LL Sports TV. Now, a little while ago, I was on a little, how can I put it, seminar, TikTok seminar. And I bumped into an old friend of mine and he's in the studio with me now. Tom,
How's it going,
big Chelsea
Lauren?
fan. Nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you too. Pretty big thing happening Sunday too.
That's
Pretty
right. I
mental.
thought, bumping into you, I thought, you know what? You would be the perfect person to preview the Chelsea game this coming Sunday at the Emirates. 1:30 p.m.
Yeah, funny
Arsenal
time.
versus Chelsea, London derby, red versus blue. Big game, yeah?
Massive. I mean, for both teams, it's just. I mean, for Chelsea, if we win it, I think we're going to get top four. I really do. And if we don't, suddenly everything gets toxic, as it has been too much at Chelsea in the last few years.
Well, Chelsea, let's have a look at your form this season. Yeah, like you said, you're in fourth, 49 points. But things haven't gone well. Actually, no. You tell the people. What do you think? What do you think of your season so far?
I think the first part of the season was better than anybody expected. I mean, we were up with Arsenal, going into November, early December. We were right with you, and since then it's kind of gone off a little bit. I think form's fallen off. We've had injuries. We've had a few doubters with Maresca. We've got a kind of poor January window, which I think Arsenal would say the same
Oh, most
about
definitely.
themselves. So it's kind of fallen off a bit, but we remain in fourth. We remain in the Conference League, in the running for the Conference League, which I'd hope we'd win, and still
Yeah, you'll win.
so much to play for. And Emirates is somewhere, we haven't beaten Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City in about 3 or 4 years. If we can change that on Sunday, I think we'll make a charge for the finish line. So
I just want to ask, at the start of the season and Maresco taking over, what was your kind of expectations for this season?
a lot of people said top four, and I thought that was like the upper end of what I thought we'd get. I thought top four would be the best outcome. An improvement on last year, Europa League qualification, absolute minimum, win the Conference League, and just see Maresca's style sort of come through on the players. And we kind of achieved that, but last few months been a bit more difficult, I'd say, in regards to that.
And what do you make of Maresco this season? New manager come in, a lot of expectation, a lot of talk. Do you think he's delivering?
I'm a big fan. Probably more of a fan than most Chelsea supporters would be. I think he's come in, he's managed the squad pretty well. I think tactically he's looked great. We've looked much more like an elite side tactically, rather than under Pochettino, where it was just running and running and running. Fewer injuries. And as I say, really good rotation for the cup games, league games. So generally, I've been impressed with him, but he has had his doubters lately. I mean, the football's slowed down quite a lot. I mean, it is literally passing around the back quite a bit.
You know what's funny about that? Because our team, Arsenal, the same kind of criticisms have been delivered.
This season.
Yeah. I mean, as you know, Arsenal, possession-based team, much like Chelsea. A lot of passing.
Yep.
Sometimes people say the build-up is too slow or a bit predictable. I mean, not scoring enough goals. Would you say that Chelsea are kind of falling into that bracket a little bit, or what?
Exactly. I mean, I think what it shows is at the start of the season, when teams kind of fancied themselves against us, we just played straight through them and scored goals on tap. Nowadays, teams will just low block and we look really slow because we're trying to find the gaps. We're trying to just carefully keep hold of the ball. And when you don't score, everything looks wrong, and suddenly they've forgotten how to play football. And so, exactly that. It's a slow build up.
You could cut and paste that and apply it to Arsenal. Everything you've just said there.
But
is
Arsenal are in
criticism.
second. We're in fourth.
Yeah, but we've kind of hit a wall in a way in terms of scoring goals. I mean, obviously, as you know, it's well documented. We've had a lot of injuries. Havertz, former Chelsea man, he's out for the rest of the season.
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus. And we're struggling a little bit to score goals. We've been playing Marino up front. Okay, against Leicester, he came in, had that little cameo, 10 minutes, 2 goals. He did score against PSV, but I've got to be honest, man. Listen, it's not his fault. He's not a striker. He's coming, just trying to play a system, and he's struggling to make an impact, I would say. However, he's doing his best, and it is what it is.
That's interesting because Chelsea obviously missing our strikers too. We're missing Nicholas Jackson, Mark Guiu. And Maresca's found a solution. I think Pedro Neto's looked really creative. He's worked really hard in that central role, scored goals as well. Scored obviously against Arsenal at Stamford Bridge. Cracking goal.
That was a 1-1 game.
And it feels like Maresca's actually he's kind of found a solution to the lack of striker. So...
Although Cole Palmer, who I'm a big admirer of, to be honest, not scored now, was it, Phil? 9 games?
Yeah, it's been a long time
Missed the penalty last week.
Yeah, he did. And I had a bad feeling about it. Things just not going his way against Copenhagen. Got clean through, had sort of 3-on-2, didn't pass, and then shot was saved by the keeper. But it's a young player, and this is going to happen. I think he'll come back stronger for it. But yeah, first questions being raised about Cole Palmer. You know, you're getting people saying, should we substitute him? Should he be on the bench?
Really? Wow.
Yeah, a little bit.
But you know what it's like, though? Law of averages. He's not scored for 9 games. Knowing our luck, he'll rock up and score against Arsenal.
Oh,
which he has done before. In fact, I remember a young Cole Palmer a few years back in the Charity Shield.
Community Shield, yeah.
Scored a brilliant goal against
It was
Arsenal.
only last season, that.
Oh, was it?
Only last season, before he joined us.
Seemed like a little while back. But anyway.
I know. Crazy, right?
He announced himself to the Arsenal fans. And listen, I really rate him as a player. I mean, hopefully he doesn't do too much against us on Sunday, but I wouldn't bet against him. So who else would you think are the threats? You talked about Neto. You talked to...
Yeah, I think Romeo Lavia coming back and having that midfield of Caicedo, Lavia, Enzo Fernandez is going to be massive, because Enzo Fernandez looks so much better when he's got Caicedo and Lavia there too, and he kind of breaks the lines, can play next to Palmer, create havoc behind the striker. So I'd say that's definitely an area I'd be worried about. I think Marc Cucurella, he's just always there. He always winds players up.
Yeah, he's got that about him.
I love him. And I just feel at games at the Emirates, he's got to be the one to kind of perk them up.
He was man of the match in the corresponding game, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's excellent. He can come into midfield. He can push up more. He can sort of become an attacking midfielder off the ball. He's really
he winds
important.
Players up. You know what I mean?
He winds them up. I mean, more against Spurs, you know, where they decide to pull his hair and Mike Dean doesn't send him off. But he's that kind of player. You've always got to watch him. I think obviously Reece James is going to be back. He'll probably be playing right back, I'd have thought, which is always big when he's not injured.
I noted he's back in the England squad as well, Reece James.
Love to see. I mean, that's a Chelsea links with Tuchel, isn't it? But yeah, obviously Miles Lewis-Skelly in that squad too.
Yeah, man, made up for Miles Lewis-Skelly. Big up Miles Lewis-Skelly. Yeah. I was a little bit disappointed though Nwaneri didn't get the call up. I understand he's only a young man, but the impact he's had so far this season,
it won't be long. It won't be long. That's the thing.
He definitely will play against Chelsea though.
Oh. I think he was actually in the Chelsea academy, as was Lewis-Skelly, and we didn't work out. Both of them went to Arsenal. So when I see Hale End, I just think, they're Cobham boys. You see the pictures of them. You see the pictures of them as 10-year-olds, right? Chelsea shirts. Lewis-Skelly.
Nwaneri is from around my way. He lives in Enfield.
I think maybe I could be mistaken with Nwaneri, but definitely with Lewis-Skelly, he was Chelsea academy for a while.
Oh, okay.
Nwaneri perhaps not, but I think even he might be as well.
I think they're both North London born now.
So
we're going to
North
claim
London boys.
You know
but
definitely Nwaneri's an Enfield boy.
Yeah.
He went to school not too far from where I live.
Excellent player. I mean, both of them. I have too many Arsenal supporting friends, and all of them big up their youngsters. And Chelsea could do we could do with doing the same because we got some great young talent.
Yeah,
and
you have. Yeah.
Good to see us in
the goalkeeper. Though, your goalkeeper's a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm loath to use the word dodgy, but let's face it, he's had his errors.
Well, I think you'll remember he gifted you a goal at Stamford Bridge last year. Gave Declan Rice the ball, just said shoot. I'm not in the goal. So Robert Sanchez confirmed to start.
He will start
against Arsenal. So
whereas our goalkeeper, he's on fire at the moment.
That's funny because I had an Arsenal supporting friend tell me last season Raya, I don't know if he's much better than Rob Sanchez, but this year Raya's just been excellent.
Yeah, he's been brilliant.
I think that's an area where he's
been one of our best players this season, actually.
Literally. And I mean, that's the area where I just think Arsenal might have a bit too much for us. I think you've got better keeper. I think your forward option's probably more confident, albeit no striker. You know, we've not got Madueke. We've not got, we've got Palmer out of form. That's what it is. I don't like it, but
Who have you been playing up front then?
Neto has been the 9 lately. I think we tried in Kunku, but just doesn't want to be here, I don't think.
Really? Wow.
Excellent player, but not. Just
I've never
hasn't
thought of
worked
him
out.
as a striker now.
He's not.
He's more of a winger, isn't he?
He's a second striker, kind of attacking mid, half spaces, but hasn't worked out for him at Chelsea. It's sad because he was a really good signing, just not got injured, and then Cole Palmer came in, best attacker in the league, and Kunku comes back, and it's like, where do we actually play him? Do you know what I mean?
So you think the midfield battle will be where this game is won? Yeah?
I think it'll be part of it. I mean, I think if it is, I think Chelsea have a great chance because with Caicedo, Enzo, Lavia, obviously Arsenal got a good midfield too.
Yeah, they'll be coming up against Partey, I would imagine.
Odegaard, Declan Rice, Partey, but
ex-Chelsea boy on there.
Yeah,
so
Declan Rice too, and Jorginho. Yeah, of course.
But I think Partey will start.
But I mean, if it's decided in the midfield, then I'd be confident. What I worry about is if Arsenal are able to get the ball through the midfield pretty fast, I worry our defence might be low on confidence. I mean, if I'm Chelsea, I'd play a low block. I would just play like West Ham did.
You play low block, you reckon?
I would.
That's not Maresco's style.
It's not Maresca's style. I don't think he'll do it. But if I'm Chelsea, I'd play 4-4-2 low block. You'll leave gaps in behind, and we got the quality. We've got the pace, we've got the quality to break up.
That's an interesting thought.
Catch you. I don't know if he'll do it. I don't think he will.
Oh yeah, because Maresco's been quite adamant that
but I don't want
his style of player. He did that at Leicester.
Yeah.
He's doing that at Chelsea. It's difficult to imagine him going to Arsenal and changing things around completely.
But I don't want to play Arsenal at their own game at the Emirates. I just think it.
Even when we're shorn of strikers.
Yeah. I do. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it. I just think they're too. You're just too good. You're better at it than us. You've had Arteta for 4, 5, 6 years. We're still settling in, and we're a good side. We're in the top 4, but I don't think we're going to take these sort of elite sides at the Emirates and just play through you. I think that's quite optimistic. Again, I hope I'm wrong, but the teams that have done well against Arsenal this year have been the ones that sat back.
Definitely.
Allowed you to leave space. I mean, look, West Ham was a great example
West
of it.
Ham, yeah. The manager, he let's be honest, man, he outmanoeuvred Arteta. I mean, coming into that game, West Ham were in poor form, and yet they've come to the Emirates, beat us. We got a decent point against Forest when you consider Forest are flying high, and we had to go away to Forest. But again, it was the similar kind of tactics from Nuno. They allowed us to come onto them, sat back deep, and we couldn't score.
And it's what teams have done to us this season. Since teams realise that we're actually quite good now going forward, it's so hard when they put 5 defenders, bank of 4, to get through that. If you just sprint at them, you're just not going to get through. So you've got to try and be creative, and then it slows down, then the crowd get on your back, like, oh, what's going on here? So we'll see. But
we'll see. I mean, I am looking forward to the game. I mean, I've spoken to some Arsenal fans. I've got to be honest, some of them are not as excited as they would have been. I think that's to do with the fact that our title challenge has inexorably melted away, if you like.
Do I hear bigger fish to fry?
Not, you won't hear that from me. You won't hear that from my brother.
Real Madrid.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's for April, though. For now, we got to concentrate on Chelsea. What I would say is, okay, a lot of people are not as hyped about this game as they have in previous years. Go back in there, and it's some real rivalries between Arsenal and Chelsea. I don't think it's quite at that level. But what I have been saying is, come Sunday afternoon, mate, when those two teams take the pitch, it will be on. It will be on popping, and I reckon it'll be a good game. I'm looking forward. I'm very interested to see what tactics Maresco will adopt.
Agreed.
Predictions. We'll start with. Actually, I'll start. Arsenal at home. I'll start. Listen, I think that we've been done very well against Chelsea in recent years.
Yep.
Okay, it was a draw earlier on in the season, but I think we're at home. I think I think the boys will turn out. I'm confident that we can get a win. I'm going to go 3-1. I know that might be a bit optimistic.
I think
I think I do back Arsenal to get the win. We're in the confidence is slowly coming back. We had that great win against PSV. Okay, we drew them during the week, but you know what I'm saying? There's a vibe around. I fancy us to win. Gone 3-1. What about yourself?
I'd die for a point. I would
Oh,
die
you take a point,
to
yeah?
just take a point. I think if we do, we're on track for top 4. If we can show we got the mettle to come to the Emirates, take the point, move on. I think mentally for this squad, it'd be big. It'd be really big. Obviously, it would help if an Arsenal player did their nice habit of getting a red card. But if we could win it, I'd be at the point where I'd say I'm very confident we'll get top 4. So, having said that, we've got a terrible record at the Emirates lately. Obviously, haven't won since Reece James and then Romelu Lukaku's debut. I think it was 2021.
Yeah,
so,
sometime back.
what I want 1-1. Realistically, I actually would say 3-1 to Arsenal as well. Unfortunately, I want them to win so badly, but it's going to be a big ask on Sunday.
So there you have it, people. I've gone for a 3-1 win. My boy Tom here, he's gone, well, he hopes it'll be 1-1. He thinks they're capable of getting a point, but he also thinks that Arsenal could get, a 3-1 win?
3-1, I think, yeah.
But, so we've both kind of gone 3-1 in a different kind of way. But listen, Tom, thank you so much, bro, for coming on. It's nice bumping into you next door, to have you on the channel.
Anytime.
It's been a pleasure. Really appreciate that. Thanks also to you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. If you're new here, please like, share and subscribe to LL Sports TV. We are out. Catch you on the next one.